For the third time in less than a year, the federal government is just days away from shutting down amid Republican infighting that has repeatedly hamstrung critical legislation in the 118th session of Congress. The far-right House Freedom Caucus railed against the spending plan announced Sunday, calling it a total failure, in a statement, while multiple right-wing members, including Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, R-GA, vowed to vote against it, demanding steeper cuts and more border controls, among other policy priorities. Johnson faced his first revolt Wednesday since he was elected Speaker in October when 13 far-right lawmakers joined with Democrats in opposing a procedural vote to move 3 unrelated bills to the floor in protest of the spending deal announced Sunday. Whether the far right will move to oust Johnson as Speaker over the new spending plan, they did in October when they removed McCarthy as Speaker. Some Republicans have suggested such action, including Representative Chip Roy, R. Texas, who did not rule out the prospect of bringing a motion to vacate against Johnson when prompted by CNN on Sunday. Representative Tim Burchett, R-Tenn, also told reporters Tuesday, "A lot of people were talking about the prospect of removing Johnson," while Representative Victoria Spartz, R-Ind, told Newsweek, "People here and there were floating the idea." The far right is broadly opposed to short-term spending deals because they extend the current budget, preventing them from using the spending plans as a vehicle to push their fiscal and policy priorities. The short-term spending plan passed at the end of September, along with the debt ceiling deal, were 2 prominent factors the far right cited in booting McCarthy from his post. The spending deal announced Sunday includes $772 billion in non-military spending in addition to the $886 billion Congress already approved for Department of Defense spending last year. The bill also includes accelerated cuts to the Internal Revenue Service, a GOP demand, that would impose $20 billion in spending rollbacks for the agency this year, opposed to spreading the spending reductions over 2 years, as previously suggested. It's unclear whether the deal would include funding for Ukraine and Israel, which Congress has yet to approve amid Republican demands for stricter border controls. Whether the House would have the votes to pass the new spending bill announced Sunday. Republicans' 7-seat majority will be reduced to 6 when Representative Bill Johnson, R. Ohio, resigns on January 21, and the majority could be whittled to 5 if a Democrat wins the February 13 special election to replace expelled Representative George Santos, R.N. Why?